So this little guy here is my brand new gaming PC. And I know you guys might have some questions like, didn't you just build a high-end $10,000 custom water-cooled system? Yes, I did. But you see, my PC is currently having some issues playing a specific game. I'm sure by now a lot of you guys have heard of the problem with Intel and their 13th and 14th gen processors crashing on games that are run on Unreal Engine 5. Well, the Finals happens to be one of those games, and it's really the only game I enjoy playing. And I can't play it because it's always crashing my PC 7 minutes into the game. It always crashes the 7-minute mark for some reason. So I got fed up with it and I decided to build myself a secondary gaming PC just to play the Finals. I didn't want to spend a lot of money on this PC because it is a secondary PC after all, so I stuck with a budget of $800. In fact, this cost me a little under $800 to build, and I was going for both portability and performance. I didn't care about any fancy RGB lighting or extension cables. I just wanted to get the most performance out of $800. Speaking of which, if you guys are building a PC or need a new Windows key, do not pay full price from Microsoft. Instead, you can get one dirt cheap from VIP or cdkey.com. They do sell Windows 10 Pro keys as well as Windows 11, and if you put in the code TS20, you will get a nice discount, dropping the price further. After checking out, just click on the user center and it will take you to this page where you can view all of your purchased keys, and then all you have to do is reveal the key and copy and paste this into the activation settings of Windows and you're good to go. The CPU of choice was the i5-7500F. This is a hidden gem for a lot of people because this CPU is not available in America. You can only buy this overseas. The reason why the 7500F is goated is because you get a turbo clock of up to 5 GHz with 6 cores and 12 threads and an extremely low 65 watt TDP. Compare that to its direct competitor, the Intel Core i5-13400F, which has a slightly lower turbo clock and more TDP. But get this, the 7500F is $60 less than the 13400F, and it performs better in gaming. In fact, it's 12% faster on average at 1080p, which is the reason why I went with this instead of the Core i5. So you're basically getting a faster gaming chip that costs less and uses less power. The only downside is you have to buy it from AliExpress or other Chinese websites. I got mine for only $127.78, but you can probably find one a little cheaper because the prices are always changing on this CPU. You're also going to need a cooler with this CPU because it doesn't come with one. But because the processor has such a low TDP and we aren't going to do any overclocking, I literally just bought the cheapest cooler available on Amazon, which costed me only $16.59. The Dark Rock PX4 will do the job just fine, and it's all black, which contributes to the stealthy, non-RGB look I was going for. The motherboard I'm pairing the 7500F with is the ASRock B650M PG Lightning, which I got for $110. This board pretty much has everything I need in order to build a high-performance budget PC, and it also has some future-proofing features like 4 DIMM slots, allowing for more RAM in the near future. We also got 3 total M.2 SSD slots for storage upgrades, and you can even add Wi-Fi support on here by purchasing a separate Wi-Fi module. On top of that, it's got USB-C in the rear I/O and onboard USB-C, which pairs beautifully with the case we're going with since the case has a front USB-C port. It also has a good amount of fan headers and 3 ARGB headers, which is impressive for a budget micro ATX board. All in all, a very solid board for only $110, but if you guys really want the Wi-Fi support, then I would spend $10 more and get the Wi-Fi version instead. For memory, all we can afford at the moment is only 16 gigs, which is still more than enough for a lot of games out there in 2024, but we do have an extra 2 slots on the board to add another 16 if we need it later in the future. I was able to pick up a 16 GB kit from Kingston with a 5200 MHz speed and CL40 timing just for $55, which is a pretty good deal considering it's got some nice heat spreaders on there. Usually memory at this price point come naked, like the Crucial sticks, and you get only 4800 MHz. So the fact that these are faster and look better made it an easy choice for the build. Also, these memory sticks are compatible with the motherboard we are using, allowing us to achieve a stable overclock. From the BIOS main page, just go over to the Overclocker Tweaker tab, click on the DRAM profile configuration, and set the profile setting to XMP1 so we can achieve the 5200 MHz frequency. For storage, I was having a very difficult time finding a 1TB M.2 SSD under $50. The prices have gone up quite a bit. In fact, the cheapest one I found at the time was the Team Group MS30, which was going for $53, I believe. Well, that wasn't good enough for me, so I went back on AliExpress to look for a cheaper option, and I came across the Pushkill, which was going for only $48 at the time. So I snagged that instead, which saved me a whopping $5. Hey, savings is savings. I'll take what I can get. That's like a small Starbucks drink, or better yet, some human thermal paste for those lonely weeknights. This brings us to our graphics card, which for an $800 PC, you don't get much of a choice, unfortunately, when you're buying brand new. I could have gone with option A and pick up an RTX 4060 for $300, or pay a little less and grab the RX 7600 from AMD, or go with option B and buy a used RTX 3070 for the same price and get 23% more performance. I don't care about buying a brand new graphics card, okay? The only purpose of this PC is to play the finals. That's it. And to be used as a backup in case Big Red version 5 goes down one day. But that's why, I'd much rather pay for a faster used graphics card than pay the same price for a slower brand new card, if that makes any sense. But if you guys aren't a fan of the used market, then I completely understand. In that case, I recommend going with the RX 7600 over the RTX 4060 because while it's only 3 FPS on average slower, it costs $50 less, giving you guys the most frames per dollar. In my case, I was able to easily find an RTX 3070 Founders Edition for only $280. But if you're patient and you look at other platforms, you can find a plethora of used RTX 3070s for well under $300. In fact, while I was making this video, I literally found an EVGA RTX 3070 nearby for only $280. Whatever you guys do, do not pay a cent over $300 for a used RTX 3070. If you live in the States, you can easily find one for less. So the case I went with this time is the Johnsbow Z20, and the only way I even knew this existed was when I was shopping for my processor on AliExpress. I kid you not, I saw this on the bottom and the related items, and I clicked on it immediately because it looked like the case I wanted to go with. I wanted something small and portable, but also something with great airflow, and the fact that this came with the handle was like the icing on the cake, because I'm going to be moving this in and out of the office in the next 5 to 6 months. It also cost me $77.67 with free shipping, which was an absolute steal. Now, Johnsbow is no stranger to the PC master race. They actually make some cool products like CPU coolers, fans, and other dope looking cases. I mean, the case itself is well made. We got solid aluminum mesh panels with a pretty thick glass panel and USB-C connectivity in the front. This does support AIOs up to 240mm on the top bracket, which is removable, making it easy to install, but it also supports full ATX power supplies as well, which is what I went with for this build, because SFX is still too expensive. I mean, you're expected to pay over $100 for an 850 watt SFX power supply. Why would I do that if I can get a fully modular ATX power supply for half the cost? I only paid $65 for the Aries 850 watt gold certified power supply, which is also fully modular. I do have to admit though, I got pretty lucky with the pricing because there so happened to be a deal going on at the time of purchase. But if the deal is no longer available when the video goes live, I'll drop a link to an alternative power supply for a similar price. The case also supports up to 5 120mm fans. You can put 2 on the bottom, 1 in the back, and 2 on the top. So I took the opportunity and filled every single slot using the up here case fans. I picked up a pack of 5 for only $16, which was a really good deal. And I didn't need to get an additional fan controller because I was able to daisy chain all 5 of them together using the Molex connectors. Some quality of life features I really appreciated from the case was the Velcro straps near the bottom, making it really easy to cable manage the front panel cables, and the optional handle up top, making it easy for transportation. The total price of the entire PC and the amount I paid was literally $795.84, making this the best $800 gaming PC of 2024 so far that I have built. And with all that out of the way, let's have some fun. Okay, wow. Even I was a little impressed with the performance, I'm not gonna lie. We were easily tearing through every single game above 100 FPS in high settings at the very minimum. And some other titles were pushing above 200 FPS, all without breaking a sweat. Since we're using an aftermarket cooler, temps are significantly lower compared to using a stock cooler. The CPU stayed well under 70 degrees for every single game, and the GPU hovered around 70 and peaked at 75 degrees on the more GPU-intensive titles, like Cyberpunk, Apex Legends, Warzone, and Xdefiant. Links to everything I use in the PC will be dropped down below. Make sure you guys are subscribed for more awesome budget builds coming your way. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.